Join me as I dive into Senator John Kennedy's epic rant and see if I can break down his key points against Kamala Harris' interview. Senator John Kennedy is known for his sharp critiques and unapologetic candor. He's earned a reputation for holding elected officials' feet to the fire, and his recent comments on Kamala Harris' interview are no exception. Senator Kennedy takes issue with Harris' evasive answers and lack of substance, calling out what he sees as a general absence of policy details. He argues that her responses were more concerned with scoring political points than providing meaningful solutions. According to Kennedy, this kind of superficiality is precisely what's wrong with modern politics. He asserts that the American people deserve better than empty rhetoric and platitudes. Kennedy also criticized Harris for what he perceives as her inability to define and defend her policy positions. He claims that she consistently dodges direct questions, instead opting to pivot to more comfortable talking points. This, he believes, is a hallmark of a politician more interested in personal ambition than actual governance. He's particularly scathing in his assessment of her handling of certain key issues, accusing her of being woefully unprepared to tackle the complexities of the presidency. Furthermore, Kennedy expresses frustration with Harris' apparent reluctance to engage in genuine debate. He argues that her refusal to engage with opposing viewpoints is a disservice to the democratic process, and ultimately, the American people. He believes that this kind of close-mindedness is precisely what's driving voters away from the political establishment. Harris supporters might argue that Kennedy is simply being overly critical, but a closer examination of her interview reveals some glaring weaknesses. Take, for instance, her response to a question about her policy on immigration. Rather than providing a clear, concise answer, Harris opted to launch into a vague, feel-good monologue that left many viewers scratching their heads. Kennedy seizes on this moment, contending that Harris' inability to articulate a coherent policy position is a stark reminder of her lack of readiness for the Oval Office. Another standout moment from the interview comes when Harris is pressed on her stance on criminal justice reform. Rather than taking a clear stance, she resorts to rehearsed talking points and empty slogans. Kennedy is merciless in his criticism, arguing that Harris is more interested in scoring political points than genuinely addressing the complexities of the issue. He contends that this kind of superficiality is precisely what's holding America back from making real progress on the matter. Kennedy's most biting critique, however, comes when he accuses Harris of being fundamentally dishonest about her policy intentions. He argues that her repeated attempts to clarify her stance on issues like healthcare and the economy are nothing more than thinly veiled attempts to deceive voters. This, he believes, is a betrayal of the public trust and a damning indictment of her character as a politician. But what really makes Kennedy's rant resonate is his delivery. His folksy, down-home demeanor belies a razor-sharp intellect and a quick wit, making his critiques all the more devastating. He has a way of cutting through the noise and speaking truth to power, and it's no wonder his remarks sparked such a strong reaction from viewers. In conclusion, Senator Kennedy's epic rant against Kamala Harris' interview is a powerful indictment of the kind of empty politics that's become all too common in Washington. By calling out Harris' lack of substance and superficiality, Kennedy is speaking to a deeper frustration that many Americans share, a sense that our elected officials are more concerned with personal ambition than genuinely serving the people. So, what do you think? Did Senator Kennedy hit the mark with his critique of Kamala Harris' interview? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to check out my previous videos for more political commentary.